I'm happy to be able to do this video because it's a video that is very positive, and it's a video where, you're going to really find hard pressed to be any kind of negative stuff in this. So, yeah, awesome stuff to talk about. As a fan, I have to really say, this is what we've kind of asked for. I mean, we could sit there and kind of talk about any kind of nonsense when it comes to Xbox, and yeah, that's kind of disappointing when there is some bad stuff. But for me, I'm just looking at this and I'm going, hey, you know what? This is really good news. This is fantastic, and I think all Xbox fans should be happy, regardless of what else is going on. I feel like this is what we need to hear, and I know a lot of you, if you're an Xbox fan, you probably want to tune in for this video. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you all so much for checking it out. I certainly appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It really helps out the channel tremendously, and it just honestly just helps me, the channel, be seen and things like that. So yeah, thank you guys for always rocking out with me and stuff like that. I do daily gaming content, if you didn't know. So yeah, now you know, and you guys can tune in and all that kind of stuff. And not only just tune in, but liking the video and possibly subscribing could change everything for the channel. We've seen some slight growth, which is really, really good for the channel and things like that, and it just makes me really happy that you guys seem happy with the channel and things like that. But if you like things differently or whatever, just let me know. Anyway, this was interesting because this is one of my favorite franchises of all time, right? Fable, right? And now we have in news that Fable is looking absolutely great, and they're really comparing some of the combat to Witcher, which I think is good. So one of the next year's most anticipated titles is undoubtedly Fable. The fantasy RPG franchise, originally created by Lionhead, is returning 15 years after its last mainline installment, and fans like myself understandably excited. I'd be a little bit more excited if we knew that we could do like character creation with that. Like, I have no desire to play as the character that they've shown off so far. Just saying. Since IP owner Microsoft canceled Fable Legends and subsequently shut down Lionhead in 2016, they had to pick a new studio to reboot the series from the ground up, and as we've known for years, that studio is Playground Games. The British team has crafted some stellar games in the Forza Horizon IP, but that's a racing game, of course, and could they deliver the same level of quality with an RPG? That's certainly the biggest question mark at this point, according to Windows Central's Jez Gordon. Though there's not much to fear, speaking in his latest podcast, he claimed to have seen some footage of Fable that looked fantastic, featuring combat modeled after the Witcher series, probably due to Playground Games having hired some former CD Projekt Red employees themselves. And this is what he said. Listen, I get it. Not everybody likes Jez Gordon or Windows Central or whatever, but, he's pretty on the spot with seeing some of this stuff, and most of the time, he's right about a lot of the things that are coming to be about with the games and things like that. So he said, and I quote, "I was very recently saw some alpha gameplay footage from Fable. I have no idea when it was from. I don't know if it was from earlier in development or if it was recent, but it looked fantastic. You can tell that this game has CD Projekt Red DNA. Playground Games picked up a bunch of developers. I believe they picked up the combat designer, and you can kind of tell. I'm not saying it's 100% one-to-one with The Witcher, because it's not, but you can kind of tell with that melee combat, the pirouettes, the dodging, the seamless hack and slash into an execution, which looks really cool. All that stuff is there. It looks super polished, super good. If this was early gameplay, then it probably looks even better now. Beyond that, there was a lot of mixing in with the different types of weapons. There was pulling out a bow and arrow and also dropping spells. I saw a spell that lifted a group of dudes off the ground and slammed them down. I also saw some enemies like a giant chicken, for example. It actually just looked like a chicken with sort of comedic angle, but also not. Like, it looked like a dangerous, scary chicken. Also, I saw werewolves. There was a scene where they lured a werewolf out of its lair with bacon and eggs and sausages. It looked really great. The combat looked really tight. I saw a variety of weapons. I saw a big mallet thing, which was being used to swing around and hit multiple enemies at once. My hype level went up from seeing that stuff, so that's why I'm bullish on Fable right now. So, to be fair, The Witcher 3's combat was one of the few criticized gameplay elements. Then again, the developers of this new Fable might have simply been inspired by the foundation while polishing it even further. So we'll have to wait and see proper gameplay to tell us. With the Game Awards coming up, maybe Microsoft will show off their new trailer. So Gordon also reported to have heard back at Summer Game Fest that Fable would allow character selection, probably between a male and female option, which will be good news for those who didn't fancy the characters seen in the trailers so far, which, again, that is really, really exactly kind of what I'm asking for. So yeah, that really confirms pretty much what the main thing that I was looking for. Like, listen, I get it, man. People might not look to these things as like a huge deal or whatever the case may be, and I understand that. But with that being said, it's like we play video games for escapism, and if we can't escape, then what's the point? You know, it's like, for me anyway, I would really love to see, character creation with the Fable series, especially since that was such a big part of the original Fable games, and now it's like, they kind of push this one thing or the other. And we also know, like, Microsoft had a lot of mandates before, whatever. And listen, I'm not trying to get super political or anything like that, but we're seeing that the tide has kind of turned with, all that stuff. Recent elections and stuff kind of proved overwhelmingly what the people want, and it sure as hell isn't, like the characters that we were given and things like that previously. It's like, hey, whatever the case may be, Microsoft can do better, and I hope that they do better with the future and things like that. I want to see Xbox do great things, and I think for them to do great things, they have to remember who the Xbox fan is, right? And it's people like me. It's like the people like me that have been gaming for a long time, and I can understand the need to kind of try and branch out and get the next big thing, but you don't do that at the expense of what you already had. And I feel like that is probably Microsoft's biggest fault kind of going forward. But I absolutely love hearing that Fable's going to be good. It does give me hope that it's going to be a great year for Xbox next year, and possibly could finally be that great year that all of us have been looking for a very long time. We've all been kind of back and forth on this, saying, hey, Microsoft really needs these great games, this amazing game to kind of draw people in. And listen, I think that Xbox, to me, is really a thing that could be great again if they believed in themselves. You know what I mean? Like, I just honestly don't feel like they've done a good job so far of kind of believing in themselves, and I think that has to change. You have to have belief in your product. You have to have belief in what you're trying to do. So hopefully that's something that can happen. And we'll see kind of how the future kind of lives and dies by what Microsoft does with some of these games and stuff. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of works, in the future. And again, anything can happen. I'm firmly of the belief that Microsoft could 100% make some kind of comeback. I think they have that in there, because they could still be a contender. It would not take much, especially given that the money and the resources that they have. It wouldn't take much, in my opinion, to get gamers back excited on Xbox and things like that. I feel like that's something that they 100% could do, and we could see gamers just like be thrilled to get back on Xbox. But it's going to take commitment from Microsoft, and I think that's something that they 100% need to do as well, just kind of going forward. So I think stuff like Fable is a huge deal, and obviously that's something that could really drive people into Xbox as well. It's like you have that other big IP. I mean, we're so used to the Forzas and the Gears and the Halos and all this kind of stuff. Getting back into having that big RPG, I feel like that is something that they 100% will need to do going forward as well. Just my opinion anyway. So we'll see if they can continue to kind of do that, and if that's something that Microsoft will be able to pull off. I hope that it's something that they can pull off. I would love to see that kind of become a reality or whatever. I'm sure that a lot of you probably feel the same way. Let me know how you guys think, though. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. I certainly do appreciate it. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer him up. As always, if you guys do enjoy the content, like, share, subscribe. Super important to the channel and everything going forward. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Crap Gamer out.